got plenty of color on the field today. UCLA in the all blues. And USC countering with their red over road gray pants. Ready to get game 2 of the Crosstown Showdown underway. Chance for UCLA to clinch it this afternoon, or for USC to send up an Easter Sunday rubber match. It's a first pitch strike from Michael Barnett to get us off and running here at 2:03 local time.
And against right-handed pitchers, he's going to use that slider away from the righties, but that changeup he used against lefties. So first pitch, a breaking ball.
Jammed him to shallow left field. It's over the head of Chalowski, and Covarrubias has his first hit of the weekend after going 0 for 3 last night.
And USC would love to get something on the scoreboard early in this one. That's when you can be the most destructive against UCLA. Not a great swing off the bat. He got sawed off on the handle, but he was able to get that out onto the grass in the shallow portion of left field for a leadoff single.
USC with their 4 runs on 6 hits yesterday. They're able to score thanks to the long ball, one of them coming from Andrew Lamb. Lamb, one of just 3 left-handed bats in the lineup today. That opposite field 2-run shot last night, his 6th home run of the year, just 1 off the pace for the team lead. There goes Covarrubias. Bunt put down up the third base line. Foul right at head coach Andy Stankiewicz.
And look at that already. Some strategy forming out here by the Trojans. You had Covarrubias on the move there, and then the bunt to also have him potentially maybe round second and get to third on the play.
Covarrubias tied for the Big Ten lead with 13 stolen bases this year. 1-1 at the plate. Staying put this time, and it's a pitch out and no throw from Cash Duggar.
And Covarrubias over there at first base, 13 stolen bags. I mean, this is a guy who is likely to run. Cash Duggar, meanwhile, behind the plate, a very good arm. And we'll see if he is on the move, who's going to win that battle.
It's been worse than a 50-50 proposition for teams that try and run on Duggar. Two balls and a strike to Andrew Lamb. Driven in the air to center field and hanging up for Will Gasparino. He makes the catch, 1 gone in the top of the first. So Barnett bounces back. 1 on and 1 out for Adrian Lopez. Was hitting cleanup in yesterday's game, now hitting in the 3 spot. 1 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts in that game. Another pitch out, and again, no throw from Duggar.
Keeping a very close eye on him here. I mean, again, it's early on. Would not be surprised to see Covarrubias in motion. And USC is really, especially after last night, is trying to manufacture runs however they can.
There he goes. It's a strike at the plate, and the throw is offline. And a little bit tardy, Covarrubias has his Big Ten leading 14th stolen base of the year.
On a great trump as well. Cash Duggar with a good throw to second base, but a little bit slow out of the squat, as it looked like it might have been a slider on that pitch. Had to make sure that he grabbed that one. But Covarrubias in easily at second.
Now in scoring position for Lopez.
Just making sure he's close at second base. You've got 1 out in the inning, so it's not out of the question to see him maybe be super aggressive and try and take third. But a ball that gets to the outfield, he's likely going to score.
1-1 is lifted foul. Out of play for Mulivai Lavu. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lopez, who has extended his hitting streak to 9 games. Second on the team with 14 extra base hits this year, including 8 doubles. USC erased multiple deficits yesterday, trying to get out in front early. Outside, 2-2.
Really good pitch on that 1-2. And for Barnett, that's a pitch where he wants to see if Lopez will chase, but no bite.
Lopez will see another.
Pretty early on the at-bats by USC so far. Working the count on Barnett. This will be the 6th pitch here for Barnett against Lopez.
You mentioned the big games for Barnett. Picked up wins against number 7 TCU on this field and against number 23 Texas A&M in Arlington. The slider high in the air, potentially playable. Lavu another run, and it's just out of his reach.
And Lavu over there at first base, he's got good range. Now he's looking straight into the sun with us playing right around 2 p.m. So you see him shielding with the glove. A lot of these infielders and outfielders wearing their sunglasses out there.
And the way the sun moves, the right side of the field is going to be dealing with the sun more than the left side. Another 2-2 upcoming. Barnett to Adrian Lopez. There goes Covarrubias for third, and it's a line drive base hit to left field, and USC has taken a 1-0 lead. Adrian Lopez with the base knock. 1-0 Trojans.
And the Trojans keeping that strategy going of getting that runner in motion in Covarrubias. On the pitch, he's in motion, and meanwhile, this is a swing where 2-strike swing. Off-speed pitch down below the knees, but he's able to golf it into left field. And that is a very important setting the tone type of run for the Trojans.
Get their speedy leadoff man aboard in Covarrubias and able to do some early damage. Augie Lopez takes down low. Leads the team with 7 home runs, the latest coming last night to dead center field, high off the top of the batter's eye, over 400 feet. One ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, he hit that home run also just when it was nighttime. I mean, typically as the sun goes down, balls don't tend to travel that far here at Jackie Robinson, but I mean, it's an afternoon game. Balls could be in motion here.
Very warm day. Swing and a miss. Looked like a changeup put down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, really good one. First one of the day for Barnett. And like I was mentioning, he'll use that against lefties specifically.
1 on and 1 out in the first.
So another pitch in the dirt and a good stop by Duggar there to keep that one. And another pitch by Barnett to see if he can get the chase and the strikeout.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Strike 3.
So it took an extra pitch, and he got him on that changeup.
Set the defense behind Michael Barnett. No changes today for UCLA. West, Gasparino, and Brennan in the outfield. Lavu, Call, Chalowski, and Martin across the infield, and Duggar doing the catching for one of the top defensive clubs in the nation. Came in ranked number 12. 1 on, 2 out for Kevin Takeuchi. Bouncer up the middle. Chalowski was playing in the hole. It's through for a 3rd hit of the first inning for USC.
Takeuchi, first pitch swinging on a fastball. And a pretty seeing-eye chopper up the middle. And as you mentioned, Chalowski was playing for the pull, so he was actually way over to the left. Take a look at where he is. Even Phoenix Call as well, the second baseman, playing towards the middle, but in no man's land. So USC, another runner in scoring position.
Opportunity for Isaac Cadena. Cadena started the game in left field yesterday, finished it behind the plate, and he starts behind the plate today. USC did not create a lot of stress on the base paths yesterday. Only 3 at-bats with a runner in scoring position. They went 1 for 3. This is already their second here in the first inning. Two on, 2 out, and a 1-0 pitch. Grounded right at Phoenix Call. He'll go to first, and his throw on target to retire the side. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 left. USC 1, UCLA coming up.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Duggar, the only man in the lineup yesterday without a hit, 0 for 4. Swinging away here toward left center. Takeuchi there. Martin getting ready to tag. There he goes. He will score behind him. Advancing to third goes Payton Brennan. And this game is tied on the sac fly from Cash Duggar.
Fundamental baseball by the UCLA Bruins, bases loaded. Duggar knows that all he has to do is get this one out of the infield, and the run will score with no outs, and he hits this one well deep enough to Takeuchi, the center fielder. Gets RBI number 24 on the season.
First out of the inning. And it brings up Dominic Cadiz. Not just the only freshman in the lineup, but the only underclassman in it for the Bruins. Started his night in game 1 with a couple of singles before striking out 3 times. He's been UCLA's primary DH this year. In there from Grovell, 1-1.
Going back to that 12-6 curveball. Grovell good with the fastball, good ride on it, and he can locate it. But it's that curveball that historically he hasn't been able to locate too well, but a good one right there.
Looking for the corner, does not get it, 2-1. Cadiz from the Valley, went to Sherman Oaks, Notre Dame. Another pitch toward that outside corner, now 3 balls and 1 strike.
So Cadiz going to be sitting on something dead red here. As I mentioned, that curveball he struggled with. He's only thrown a third of them for strikes in the game so far.
First and third, 1 out. There goes Gasparino from first, and that one is hammered down the left field line, fair into the corner. Payton Brennan scores. Gasparino, he scores, and UCLA leads for the first time. Dominic Cadiz, a 2-run double. It's 3-1.
And how about the freshman showing up in a really big series? Had a couple of good swings in yesterday's game, and that batting average creeping ever closer to 300 as he was able to smoke this one down the left field line. It was a matter of whether it was going to stay fair, and it did by 5 to 10 feet. So much emotion in a rivalry game, and Dominic Cadiz, the freshman, he's got a reason to celebrate.
Cadiz in scoring position for Phoenix Call. Upstairs, ball 1.
Just 5 for 9 on his first pitch strikes, one time through the order.
On the outside, a ball and a strike. Call 0 for 3 last night, but productive with a walk and a sacrifice bunt. Grew up in Porter Ranch, went to Calabasas High School. Swing and a miss. Over top of the breaking ball, 1-2.
Good pitch, and Call wanted to do what Dominic Cadiz did. Pull that one down the line, big swing.
Off the end of the bat, bouncing through the left side. Cadiz only able to advance to third. It's a 5th hit of the 2nd inning. Phoenix Call with the latest base knock, and UCLA has him cornered.
I mean, that's 5 hits in the last 6 batters faced for Govell, as it kind of feels like with UCLA, they're both being aggressive and selective at the same time. They're being patient on pitches out of the zone. And second time through the order, let's see if they can keep it going.
Dean West to face Govell for a second time and gives a check on Call. So how good has Govell been? 3 earned runs charged against him. That matches a season high, which came last week at Maryland.
Yeah, his last couple of starts, a little shakier than that strong start to the season.
Yeah, it's a first pitch strike against West.
I mean, he just gave up 1 earned run through his first 5 starts of the season. That's through the middle of March.
As things have shifted into conference play, now 8 earned runs over his last 3 outings and counting. Again, these are still good stat lines. It's just how dominant he was up front. Lots of zeros, an occasional 1. You start to see 2s and 3s. What gives?
I mean, it could just be, look, it's a rivalry game. You're facing the #1 team in the country here. So heightened competition, heightened nerves perhaps. But also interestingly, the strikeouts have started to reduce over those starts as well. His first couple of starts, he had over 20 strikeouts in 12 innings pitched. And since then, it's been about a strikeout an inning. So still good, absolutely.
Does not have a K yet today. And Cadena has to make a block there. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Really good defense by Cadena behind the dish. Look at this pick. Backhanded scoop. Keeps the runners at first and third.
Lifted on the left side. Risky makes the catch. Dean West now 0 for 2, a pair of pop outs to the shortstop. Second out recorded by Govell. And now facing Rock Chalowski for a second time. Eighth batter to hit in the inning. Goes after the first pitch, foul. Chalowski has seen 2 pitches out of Govell's arm, and he swung at both of them.
I mean, he has been on both of these pitches.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
The opposite way, base hit. Covarrubias will score. West cuts it off in the gap. Lamb goes first to third. That throw able to hold Augie Lopez to a single, but it's a one-run game once more.
The Trojans continuing to fight back. Rivalry games will get you that, but I mean, this is an offense that has been tenacious early on this season for a reason, as he took this one the other way, nearly splitting the gap, but Dean West able to get to this one quickly, holds him to a single.
On an 0-2 count, Lopez with the third hit of the inning to get a USC back within a run, and that brings up Takeuchi. Still just the one out. On the ground, that's through the right side. This game is tied as Lamb scores. Behind him, Augie Lopez advances to third, and the barrage continues for USC. It's 3-3.
And just like that, that's 4 hits for the Trojans in their last 5 batters. Only punctuated by 1 strikeout in the middle, but this was a nubber. Barely got out of the infield very slowly, and that's going to be it for Michael Barnett as John Savage, he's making the long walk out.
At the belt for strike one against Cadena. A very offensive start to this one. 6 total runs, 12 total hits, and we're just an out into the top of the third inning. Cadena with a liner out to center. Drops in front of Gasparino. Augie Lopez had to hold up. Here's the throw home. Duggar can't handle it, doesn't see it, and the runners will advance an extra 90 feet as USC retakes the lead.
Nearly a really good play by Cash Duggar on the scoop. A good throw by Will Gasparino, the center fielder. Kind of became an in-between hop, but this is a good swing out of that lefty bat. Takes it up the middle. Outfielders are playing somewhat deep for no doubles.
A third straight run-scoring single from USC.
You see that question there at third.
Augie Lopez able to get in there after nearly slipping on the third base bag. Martinez squares and takes the back foot breaking ball. Ball 1. Popped up just into the grass. Phoenix Call wandering back. Makes the catch. Takeuchi holds at third. For UCLA, finally a second out here in the third inning as USC has responded to UCLA's 3 in the second with 3 of their own to retake the lead.
That was more a question of when, not if. And they still got a chance to make this a bigger lead. They got those 2 runners, 1 on second and 1 on third. 8 hits in the ballgame already.
3 in the first, 5 here in the third. For UCLA in this frame, it started with Barnett, Ian May collecting 1 out, and now Lee looking for the final out. Junior, who has pitched a lot in his time with UCLA.
Yeah, 9th appearance for the season for him, and he's got the good stuff. I mean, like a upper 90s fastball, a really good curveball. It's a matter of being able to locate it, and he comes into a jam here.
Facing the big Dean Carpentier. Second and third, 2 outs. 3 runs on 5 hits in the inning. This one bounces away from Duggar. He can't find it. Another run scores. Takeuchi comes on home. It's 5-3. After USC had the defensive woes last night, a couple of tough sequences here. They gave Duggar an E2 for that swipe tag attempt off the base hit from Cadena moments ago. And here's a wild pitch you can't handle on a backhand.
I mean, it was a curveball that was in the other batter's box, so it would have been tough for him to get fully in front of, but that's an unfortunate run.
And now Carpentier is hit.
But talk about USC really making a roaring comeback here. I mean, they were down 3-1 coming into this inning, and they put a 4-spot so far. 5 runs already here in the 3rd inning. And they still have a chance to add another insurance run with that runner on 3rd in Isaac Cadena.
They are doing to UCLA what so often UCLA has done to other teams this year. Putting together a big inning, a 4-spot so far. And Maddox Risky, number 9, is the 9th to hit in the 3rd. Strike 1 from Justin Lee. Nothing in 2. This is the most runs that UCLA has allowed in an inning since the 15th game of the season back on March 8th. Ohio State had a 5-spot in the 3rd inning of that game. And UCLA ultimately came back to win it. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the inning is over. But USC Reed takes the lead. 4 runs, 5 hits, an error, and 2 left.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Both these teams have won all of their weekends so far this season, 7-0 in that regard. So something's got to give here this weekend. Two and 0. Swing and a miss. Another changeup.
Yeah, going back to it. Maybe this time that adjustment to the second time through the order. As you mentioned, it's the middle to the bottom of this lineup that has been especially productive early. You see him using that changeup more.
Brennan sprays it in the air to center field. Takeuchi drifting back. He's at the wall. This one is gone. A solo shot from Payton Brennan to make it a 1-run game.
Payton Brennan continuing the hot hitting. Home run number 6 for him. And I think that was as no doubt of a home run to center field that we've seen from this Bruin offense this entire season. This pitch was up, elevated, and a fastball that he took to center field. Might have even gone more than halfway up that batter's eye in center field, so well over 400 feet. Almost 3/4 of the way up.
Very similar to where Augie Lopez put his last night. Now a 5-4 game. And ball 1 to Will Gasparino. Payton Brennan now with 5 hits in this series. 3 last night, 2 more today. Gasparino can match it right here. And he drives it down the left field line, but foul. 1-1 to Gasparino, who had a trio of hits last night, and like Brennan, had a single in his first plate appearance.
Felt a murmur go through the crowd on that swing. Not quite home run distance, but hit well.
Fastball, fought off, and foul. Gasparino stays alive. So far today, it's been about the offense. We've had a run scored in 4 out of the 6 offensive innings.
Yeah, if you wanted to come to the ballpark to see a lot of runs scored, this was the right game, at least so far.
Another foul from Gasparino. 4th consecutive pitch that he's been able to spoil.
Pretty steady diet of off speed as well.
Spent his first 2 seasons at Texas. Came back home to LA for his junior season. In the air to center field, and it drops. A base knock for Gasparino with 2 outs. He's now 2 for 2.
Gasparino, that batting average at near 375. Climbing today after a couple of good ABs. He got a slider that was a little bit elevated and not the location he wanted, and it was a little bit off the plate, but he's a big guy, stands close to the dish. He's able to extend and get to that.
Cash Duggar with the chance to hit. And a check on Gasparino. Looked like Govell was going to cruise through this 3rd inning, much like he did in the 1st, but having to throw a lot of extra pitches.
I mean, that pitch count now nearing 50. UCLA with 7 hits already in the game.
Outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Just about a quarter of his curveballs, by the way, have been in for strikes.
Gasparino had a little bit of his weight shifted towards second before diving back. Back and out of play. Duggar named to the Buster Posey Award watch list. Right at the midpoint of the season, so all those major awards putting out their watch lists. And Duggar on that one for the award that goes to the best catcher in college baseball.
It used to be called the Johnny Bench Award.
Don't often see an award get renamed.
Especially that quickly. Posey's last season was what, 2021, I believe.
That's how good Buster Posey was.
Oh, yeah.
Would have thought there'd be some award they could name after him for versatility. This one will get out of play.
That's right. I mean,
they famously played him at every position in one game.
Yep, played all 9. I mean, he was a monster over there for the Seminoles.
3 balls and 2 strikes now. Duggar looking to extend this inning. Govell got 2 quick outs of LaVue and Martin. Then the solo homer from Brennan. And Gasparino with the base knock moments ago. He takes off here, and there's a line drive to center field, but Takeuchi closes the gap and makes the catch. Inning over.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Went to the slider there on the lefty, and Cadena down at the knees, broke down into the dirt.
Sent in the air to left center. Towards the gap, still going. This one hops the wall. Augie Lopez scores. Advancing to third, Takeuchi. And USC now leads 6-4. Cadena with his second RBI.
Isaac Cadena getting it done. He had that RBI in the third inning, and he continues here with another one. This one has some carry on it to left center field. Momentum moving forward in the box. Gets it out in front. Takes it to left center field by that Champion of Westwood sign, and it one-hopped the fence on the warning track. USC still no outs. 2 runners in scoring position on second and third.
Second and third for Maximo Martinez. Ground ball at Roman Martin. Checks the runner, throws to first, out number 1. Martinez now 0 for 3.
And what a huge out that is for Wyland Moss. Can't do much better. I mean, it was off the end of the bat, infield playing in, Roman Martin playing on the cut of the grass. Check 3, go 1.
Sets up Carpentier, who's been busy in the field defensively, patrolling left. Corner infielders shallow. Strike 1. Carpentier out of Huntington Beach. Started a fair number of games over the years for USC. And Carpentier, a guy who's had success against UCLA over the years. Back as a freshman, went 3 for 7. And then when these teams played a non-conference game here at Jackie last year, he had a season-high 3 hits. A ball and a strike. Another pitch elevated from Moss.
Moss trying to find the zone. He's missing up a little bit, especially with that fastball.
Nearly hit Carpentier. It's 3-1.
And you might see Moss maybe try and work around Carpentier here. Put him on, make the bases loaded. You set up the force and the double play.
9 plays hitter, Maddox Risky on deck. Ground ball to the right side, that'll score a run. Phoenix call goes to first for out number 2, but the job done by Carpentier. The RBI ground out plates Takeuchi, and USC leads by 3.
Productive out there by Carpentier, as he just needed to put this ball into play. You had that runner on third, one on second, move to third as well. That's Cadena now at third. 3-run ball game now.
A walk and an error to start the inning, and they come back to cost to UCLA. Cadena on third now for Risky, and he goes chasing down to a knee. USC has scored in the odd-numbered innings. 1 in the first, 4 in the third, and 2 in the fifth. A solid backhand there from Duggar with the runner at third.
Big stop. He's been active behind the dish. One more look at this. Oof. He makes that look so easy.
There's a line drive to center field. Gasparino able to get there, and that'll end the inning.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Sideways 8th inning. Against Payton Brennan, deals strike 1. Matson came in, faced 4 batters, gave up 4 base hits, including 1 to Brennan, and then was relieved from there. So a chance to make good as he inherits runners on first and third, 2 outs, and trying to get USC back in the dugout, still with the lead. 1 ball and 1 strike.
To your point, he is in specifically for this lefty-lefty matchup. A lot of pressure on him to deliver, as that's the tying run over at third.
That's Mulavai Lavu, who had the RBI triple moments ago. Foul tip held on for strike 2. Matson coming in on the hands. Brennan with a solo home run earlier today, part of a 2-for-3 afternoon. 5 hits on the weekend. Inside outed, foul. That was a pitch that was coming inside again.
Maybe a little spin on that one. And Brennan just muscling it off the handle, fighting to see another pitch.
7-6, USC in front of UCLA. 1-2 in the dirt. Roman Martin will take off for second, just kind of sidestepping his way over there, seeing if he can get Cadena to throw down. He does not, and so it's 2 in scoring position now.
Cadena not taking the bait.
That'll go down as a wild pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Seventh pitch coming up. And Brennan's seen everything Matson's got to deal with. The fastball, the slider.
Another foul.
This time back to the fastball, which again, Matson's throwing on the inside part of the plate. Brennan is trying to maybe keep his approach towards all parts of the field so that he's not pulling it to the right, giving himself some distance for that off speed.
A couple of late swings on these inside pitches. Another 2-2 coming up. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs in the 6th. That one bounced through the right side, base hit. Lavu touches home. Here comes Roman Martin. Payton Brennan gives UCLA the lead. A 2-run single, and it's 8-7 Bruins.
Payton Brennan, have a day. 3rd hit of the ball game. He had that home run in the 3rd, but this might be even more consequential, as obviously UCLA now with the lead, and he fought through this at-bat. He got the fastball finally, and on the 8th pitch, he's able to pull it past the first baseman, Adrian Lopez. 2-run score, and UCLA is up on top now.
Fouled off several pitches, got one to hit, and he did not miss. And now time called by Matson. He says he's got a pitch com problem. So a pause in the action here as UCLA has scored 4 runs in the inning. from being down 7-4, now up 8-7. And once again, UCLA rallying with 2 outs. Lavu the triple, Martin a walk, and then Brennan scoring them both. Well, Matson has to deal with Gasparino now. They did not face each other last night in the 8th inning. Matson was removed before he could face the slugger. We still got 3 more innings after this, by the way.
It's a heck of a game so far. 15 runs already, collectively.
22 combined hits.
I mean, yesterday started as a tight game, around 4-5, right? 5-4 was the score in the middle innings. 8-7 now.
That was a tie ball game, 4-4 at the 7th inning stretch.
That's right.
And we've had plenty of ties and lead changes in this one. Big swing and a miss. Good changeup there off the outside from Sax Matson.
Gasparino looking for a big swing here. Now Matson went to what looked like the changeup there, running away from the big Gasparino.
One ball and 1 strike.
Trying to keep Payton Brennan close. He's got 4 stolen bases on the year. And he represents a extra insurance run if the Bruins can get it, but he's at first.
Another check. And Brennan's basically able to turn and fall.
Cleaning up some dirt in his belt.
We've had 4 lead changes already through the first 6 innings. Gasparino sends it high in the air to right field. Lamb looking up into the sun, settles and makes the catch. And that'll end the inning.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Randall looking for the chase on Lamb. By the way, in warm-ups, Cal Randall up to 100.
Supercharged in this 1-run rivalry game. And that's all the way to the backstop. Now 2 in scoring position. Stickney to third. Covarrubias to second. The go-ahead run. Now on second for USC.
And this inning turned into a lot more interesting of one for USC. Now they can tie it and take the lead on a single.
Trojans had a 7-4 lead before the Bruins plated 4 in the 6th. Now trying to take advantage of a pair of walks. Turns on it. Soft roller to the right side. Lavu goes to first, gets the out. That'll score the run. Stickney scores. We are tied once again, 8-8 in the 8th.
Yet another lead change. And now how about this? 8 runs for each team, both teams with 11 hits. However, a 12th hit for USC, or any other strategy they choose to employ, they could make it a 9-8 ball game very quickly with that runner on third.
Covarrubias able to put himself 90 feet from home. And we just saw a wild pitch moments ago. Adrian Lopez. Eight runs for USC. That is tied for the most by a UCLA opponent this year. Swing and a miss. Expanding the zone, a ball and a strike.
Little extra cheese on that high fastball.
Andy Stankiewicz coming down the line here. Adrian Lopez readjusting those batting gloves. I think the head coach talking to his player, not the plate umpire, Ramon Armendariz.
Seemed like it.
One and one. USC able to even the game without a base hit this inning. 2 walks and a wild pitch, giving them the opportunity to tie it. And now a chance to go back in front. Look out, 3 and 1. Swing and a miss. Full count as Randall faces Adrian Lopez. Both guys with a ton of outward competitive spirit. Strike 3 call. Got him looking on the outside. Adrian Lopez with words for Ramon Armendariz.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
And he might be the hottest hitter in the lineup today. I mean, 3 for 4. 2 singles, 3 RBIs.
Back-to-back 3-hit games in this series. Out in front. Another great curveball from Troy.
And caught him out in front, but that's the type of pitch he's going to need to throw a couple more of those. Keep Brennan off balance.
Go ahead run on third base. Another curveball. Just missed the outside. Troy shaking his head.
Ramon Armendariz motion to the outside there on that pitch. A little bit off the plate.
2 and 1. 3 balls and a strike.
Now we'll see what they choose to do. I mean, Brennan, again, hottest hitter. 3-ball count. You don't want to come in and leave a pitch down the middle as a mistake.
Will Gasparino on deck. Ball 4, that'll skip to the backstop. Here comes LaVue, he dives in, and UCLA has taken the lead in the 8th inning.
And that's one way to do it. UCLA was looking for someone to come up to bat and swing this run in, but instead, it's going to be a ball to the backstop, and LaVue heads up base running, makes the easy 90 feet. One more look at what happened here. It was a 58-foot breaking ball that got past Cadena, and LaVue was home free.
A brutal time for a wild pitch. USC had just tied it up. And LaVue able to score on the errant throw. There's been plenty of miscues for either side, and both teams have been ripe to take advantage. Upstairs to Gasparino, 1 ball and no strikes.
And really, this series can be condensed so far into defense being the focus of it. I mean, yes, lots of runs in this one, clutch hits, but it's the little things.
Right there on the inside, 1-1. Keeping tabs on Payton Brennan. Brennan representing an insurance run now. 4 stolen bases this year. One and 2 to Gasparino. Two ties, 4 lead changes in this one. Troy with another check on Brennan. A pitch out. They go back down to first, and that throw offline. Brennan was back in time anyway. And just to further your point, talking about the margins in this game, a ball 4 wild pitch could stand as the difference. A game that's had 17 runs, 23 hits, and 3 errors combined. 1 and 2. Gasparino strikes out, and that'll end the inning. Four, 5, and 6 in the order, beginning with Augie Lopez. Had a home run yesterday and leads USC in that department. Kevin Takeuchi, Isaac Cadena due to follow. USC had a 7-4 lead after 5.5 innings, but USC has scored, or UCLA rather, has scored 5 of the next 6 runs. This one in the air to right center. Payton Brennan tracking, looking. He has to leap, and he makes the catch. Staring straight up into the sun, Payton Brennan tracks it down.
Unbelievable. I mean, this is a series that has been defined by defense and the fundamentals. And Payton Brennan, he might have brought this one back. He gets to the 370. He hops up and maybe just shy of getting out of here. And now the umpires are going to meet up here in around the pitching mound area. And I'm not quite sure what they're chatting about. they're going to take a look at it.
So unfortunately, we don't get word from the umpires on which part of the play is being reviewed.
For now, though, all smiles out there in the outfield. Payton Brennan, Will Gasparino, the second one, and then Dean West just joining the outfield meeting. Umpires looking at this at the replay monitor down the third baseline. One more look at Payton Brennan making this catch, looking directly into the sun in front of the 370 sign in right field. He jumps up, and he makes the catch.
And it looks like it stays in his glove the whole time.
I mean, a little juggling of the ball in the glove. Umpires are coming back.
Kellen Levy says the call is confirmed. It is out number 1 in the 9th inning. And maybe there was a question and a hope that maybe that ball made contact with the wall.
That makes
Alas,
sense.
it did not.
Heck of a play.
So Augie Lopez retired on the long fly ball right to the 370 mark. Strike 1 to Takeuchi. Payton Brennan doing it all today. He's driven in 3 runs, including a homer. Had the go-ahead base knock in the 6th. And takes one away at the wall. Late swing, 0-2. Hawk struck out Takeuchi to end the ball game last night. A 5-out save. Takeuchi into the gap. Brennan on after it. Has a beat. Makes the catch. 2 away in the 9th inning.
Couple of balls out to Payton Brennan to get this inning started. Easton Hawk 1 out away from putting a button on this one.
Since USC had that big 4 spot in the 3rd inning, they've had just 3 hits since. Cadena takes strike 1. Straight back into the screen. Hawk gets himself in front. 0-2. Onto their feet at Jackie Robinson Stadium. Another foul from Cadena.
Tension continuing.
He's had a solid game, driven in a couple of runs. Another 0-2. Ground ball right at Phoenix Call. He's got it. The throw is not dug out. This game will continue. Phoenix Call unable to put it on the money. Lavu couldn't dig it out. And in a game that has had some mistakes defensively, an error will allow it to continue. The tying run is aboard.
Hard hit ground ball right to Phoenix Call. He has time. He takes a step, and I mean, that's going to go down as an E4. So the Bruins, they're going to have to get a 4th out in this inning.
The second error of the season against Call. Left side of the infield, and the catcher coming together with Hawk. So it'll be Maximo Martinez to hit. Hawk has to find a fourth out here in the ninth inning. A third error against the Bruins. Martinez, bouncer on the left side. It's Chalowski on the backhand. Rifling throw is there, and now the ball game is over. UCLA with a 9-8 victory on Saturday. They clinch the series over rival USC and match a program record with their 22nd win in a row.
Truly a back and forth affair. And the UCLA Bruins, they get it done. A tightrope victory. And I mean, this game was not without offense. I mean, a 9-8 final score, 11 hits for USC, 12 for UCLA, but 4 combined errors across both teams. Player of the game's got to be Payton Brennan. I mean, a heck of a day for him. He had that home run in the third, but altogether, 3 for 4, 3 RBIs. And it was on his walk that Mulivai Lavu scored on the wild pitch.